everyone, welcome to my Tarot Corner. So one thing that was said this week, and many people were talking so much about the live commentary that it's kind of slipped under all of the media around the live commentary, was that Thomas Markle Jr., talked to Piers Morgan, and he said to him that he has his own production company, and he's going to by 2023 put out a documentary of the Markle side of the story. So that should be interesting. So I've decided to do a reading and to check the energies around this kind of documentary by the Markle story. Now, as you know, every story has two sides, and there's never a side that is completely right, as there is never a side that is completely wrong. There's always a side. There are always versions of the same stories, and if you listen to, it's like the Jews always say that if you go to 3 doctors, you will hear 9 observations or 9 diagnoses, because that's the way things go. People always have different versions of the same events, and Meghan Markle even have a 4 different versions of her own story by herself. So, but it is going to be interesting, and I think that it is going to be a lot more interesting than the live commentary that Harry and Meghan provided us. So let's see. What can I say to the Markle family for their documentary? Okay, so this is the second Rider-Waite that I spoke about. I don't remember the name of the company, but I will find it out, and I'll put it in the description box. This is the bordered version of the unbordered version of the deck that I used previously. So let's start with my disclaimer. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. Okay, so let's just finish this shuffle and clear the deck. Okay. So, Thomas Markle has his own production company, and he's meaning to produce a documentary of the Markle family story about Meghan and their true story. Thomas Markle founded his own production company in order to produce the Markle family documentary about their side of the story about Meghan Markle and the Markle sides of their story. Okay, so I'm using a spread that is called Purpose. And the first card is the indicator. So it is a card that shows us the picture, the whole picture, or the question. And what we're getting here is the 9 of Wands. So this is showing us that it's not going to be easy. Now, this is not going to be easy it could be in many levels. This could be financial, this could be because it's going to be difficult to get people on camera. I don't know, but it shows that there will be many obstacles on their way. So it does show that, first of all, there are many ways to read this card. We can also see in this card this person represents the Markle family who feel battered after what Meghan did to them, and now they want to fight back. And this is as my mentor says, this is I'm sorry, intuition. I don't know how I forgot this word. So this is my intuition. You know, as I was speaking, like this, the person in the picture just popped up to me, and it just told me this is the Markle family. They feel battered. They feel like they went through so many hurt and so many pats, and they were battered so many times by Meghan that it's like this is how they feel, and they need this crutch. It's like Thomas Markle Sr., who got this the heart attacks and got the brain stroke. And this card has affinity to an element of survival. So this is actually their way of being in a survival mode. So this is, I think, the best way to describe the situation. And this is the best way to describe why the Markle family feel the need to do this. Okay, so what is crossing them? What are their struggles, or where are the problems? And what I'm getting here is the Eight of Cups. I have to put it in the right way. And the Eight of Cups is about letting go. It is a card that is telling them to let go, to leave that questions, to just let that struggle go, to live it alone. And the negative aspects of this card, which is what we need to look at, because this is in a negative place, because this is about what crosses them, this is the obstacle side. It's about despair. It's about not willing to give up. It's about problems with the mother, which means Doria, and so this card is showing that maybe they should just leave it, and they are unwilling to leave it, and I can understand them, but they are in this desperate situation, and this is not working on their best interest. Okay. The next card is the path that they are on. What are they currently doing? And the card that I'm getting is the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is a card that speaks about a fake conflict. So right now they are, as Thomas Markle said, right now they are working on it. He is right now establishing his production company. So right now they haven't made that decision. So they are in a way in this fake conflict situation, but they actually know exactly what they want to do. This is a card that shows that they believe in themselves, and they have, but this is also a card that shows that once they do that, the bridges are completely burned. So there is no way back. So this card shows that this is what they are thinking about. And I think that this is especially Thomas Markle Jr., Sr., that is still a little bit still thinking about maybe there is a way of getting his daughter back, and maybe they shouldn't do it because it will completely sever every ties with her. So that is where the conflict is, because they know that once they do that, they are burning the bridges completely. So that is where the conflict is, and this is what they are talking about right now. Okay, next card is the things that they are meant to do. What are they called to do? What should they do? And the card that I'm getting is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is a card that is telling them to make a very good plan. The Ace of Swords is the ace of realizing their thoughts and their plans in the material world. And this card is telling them to make a list of things, to make a good plan of everything that they want to do in order to move forward. This is about being very logical. This is not about acting out of emotions, but this is about acting out of cold consideration, out of logic, and not and be very, very careful not to be emotional here. You must excuse me because my mouth gets very dry. So this card is calling them to be very, very careful not to enter emotions here, but to be very logical, very cold-hearted, and to make a list of all the things that the pros, the cons, all the things that might go wrong, all the things that that they need to do, and be very meticulous and to make a very good plan, not like the commentary. Okay, so this is coming here. Okay. Card number 5, the turning point. That means the means of moving from the path that they are on to the path that they are meant to be. So what are the means that they could use to move from the path that they are on right now, which is feeling battered, feeling desperate, feeling really, really bad, and maybe being called to let go and having all sorts of fake conflicts, to the path that they should be on, which is to make a very good plan. So what should help them to make that move? And what I'm getting here is death. And death is a very good card because death means to start living. This means to kill everything that happened before and start over. This is a card that I can say for Thomas Markle Sr. That there is no way back. There will never be a way back. This is something that will not change for the better. So he needs to realize that. Death is telling him to kill everything that was before because he needs to move on. He needs to start over. He needs to start living again. He needs to start living his life as if Meghan was never born. And the only way he can do that is if he really this documentary is like a funeral for her. So this is what this card is telling them to do. This is the turning point. Once they kill Meghan from their life and they cut her down from their life and start moving forward, and this card has this horse in it, and it's very good in moving forward because death is moving forward on its horse, and this is another part of the intuition talking. But once again, death is a very good card for changes, and this is something that Thomas Markle needs to realize. This is something that they need to do. They need to do that in order to move on with their lives. Okay, so the next three cards are cards that are actions that they need to take in order to achieve that change. So I'm going to take them all and we'll talk about them one by one. So we have the Three of Wands, and we have the King of Swords, and we have the Four of Cups. So the Three of Wands is a card of collaboration and wait a minute, recognition. Sorry. Sometimes I get this, I forget a word. Okay, so collaboration and recognition. What does it mean? It means collaborating with the right people. It means being recognized, knowing how to do things, learning how to do things, getting certificated if they need, learning, having the production company, that's great, but you need to learn how to do things, you need to know how to do things, and you need to collaborate with the right people, and you need to get recognition and to get recognized as people that important people and good people, good directors, good producers will want to work with you. So this is the first card. The second card is the King of Swords, which is the pacifier. So this card comes here to remind them that they should not make that a vendetta, that this is about taking their story out without being seen as if they are vindictive, that they are there just to say their story, just to make things straight, make the record straight, that they are not there to get out for a nuclear war against the Sussexes. So this card is there to tell them, try to make balance, because this is the Libra card. So try to stay balanced. And the Four of Cups is the card of doubts, which is telling them to try and get over the doubts. Because everyone has doubts when he is going through this kind of projects, when these projects are going on, and you start seeing how it develops, and you start doubting whether or not it is worth their while. This is something that they need to know, that is part of the process, and just get over that and move on. And the next card is the closure. And the closure is the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is the queen that is the idealistic, the one with the social responsibility, and the one who is self-sacrificing herself. And this card shows that they will end up being seen as the self-sacrificing, as the ones that are with the social responsibility, the one that are that are seeing the good of everyone, and not Meghan, that would love to be seen as the Queen of Swords, which she is not. So this is what I can say about the Markles, the real Markles documentary. Okay, so this is the tarot, and the oracle is Angel's Answers. Now, this is the Angel's Answers by Redley Valentine. There was an earlier version with Doreen Virtue, but I just couldn't afford that. That was way too expensive to get, because, you know, it's out of print. So this one is, I think, quite the same. Also, or maybe not gilded, but I can do without gilded cards. Okay. So let's see. Let's clear the cards. And the Markle family are doing a documentary about Meghan Markle and the truth about their lives with Meghan Markle. The Markle family are doing a documentary to set the record straight about their lives with Meghan Markle. So let's see, what do the angels have to say? Forgiveness. Okay, so maybe the Markle family should start thinking about forgiveness, but this could be also a message that says to Meghan that she should forgive her father. But forgiveness comes from both ways. I mean, this is not something that can come from just one. It's not a one-way street. It has to come from both ways. And what it says here is that forgiveness can work miracles. When you release the past, a weight is lifted from your shoulders and a sense of freedom washes over you. Ask your angels to help you let go of sadness or pain caused by others so that you can be free. This card can also refer to a need for self-forgiveness. It's time to let go of any guilt you are holding on to regarding past mistakes you have made. Give yourself credit for having tried your best, even if the results weren't what you would have liked. So I think that this is more self-forgiveness for Thomas Markle, because he needs to forgive himself, because he really didn't do anything wrong. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it. And once again, I am calling Deborah Brooks and Dakota Twilight to write me an email. My email appears in the right up in my description box. So write me an email. It's DEWTAROT@gmail.com. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.